I just finished watching the season 7 premiere of Game of Thrones. This episode spent a lot of time setting up all of the season for us so that we kind of know what the characters' plans are and what they're going to be doing. We pretty much saw all of our main power players in this episode. Episode 1s usually do that. They cover all of the characters, and there's usually nothing too eventful that happens in an episode 1. But I gotta say, that opening sequence was amazing! The very opening scene, even before the Game of Thrones credits, we have Walder Frey addressing his family, all the people that helped kill the Starks at the Red Wedding, and he's giving this speech, and you kind of know from the beginning, you're like, I wouldn't drink the wine if I were you, especially because he didn't drink the wine. I was like, oh man, I know exactly what this is. I know what it is, and I cannot wait. Oh, that speech in the beginning was just so great. Leave one wolf alive and the sheep are never safe. Great line, I loved that. And then of course, they all are poisoned and it's Arya. That opening scene was a lot of fun. I mean, I knew it was Arya. I was kind of expecting it the second I saw Walder Frey, but it still was so satisfying to watch her kill them all, and the North remembers. Ah, it's so great. And then we get to see Bran for a hot second as he sees the Night's King and the army, but Bran has made it to the wall and they let him in. I'm kind of hoping there's going to be a Bran, Jon, Sansa reunion this season. I don't know. I'm hoping it happens because I want all the Starks to kind of come together this season, but we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. But it was nice that Bran was in it because I totally thought that they were gonna save him and not put him in this first episode, so I'm happy that they did. Then of course we go on over to Winterfell with Jon and Sansa, and he's basically telling all of them that they need to find Dragon Glass. That's the only thing that's gonna work against, you know, the White Walkers. And Sansa, oh Sansa, she's like, actually, I don't know if Sansa just wanted to insert herself in the situation or, you know, just kind of be respected by Jon or something, or she actually believed that, you know, these families should be stripped of their homes. But yeah, I was kind of with Jon on that one. You know, you can't really blame your dad for his sins, you know, when you're the kid. So I was happy with Jon's decision. I just feel like I just know that I'm going to be so annoyed by the Sansa-Jon, like, butting of heads this season. Of course, toward the end of that scene, we have Sansa and Jon have this really sweet moment together to kind of make up for the earlier part, but I don't know. I just think that this season, if Jon and Sansa are constantly butting heads and fighting for who's right, like, I mean, yeah, that's a typical sibling thing, but at the same time, I'm gonna be super annoyed the entire time, just like rolling my eyes like, stop it, work together. You guys could be dead right now and you're not. You're Starks. You gotta work together. But I really did enjoy the Jon Sansa scene for this episode. I'm just afraid that if it's too much of that this season, I'm gonna be freaking out. I'm gonna be like, stop it! Enough of you, Sansa, enough of you! But you know, I don't know. Maybe they're gonna have them butt heads so that she can really do something big in helping Jon. I mean, obviously she got Littlefinger to help them win the Battle of the Bastards, which was a huge, crucial moment. She should have told Jon, but at the same time, it worked out, all right? Jon survived, so, and Ramsay's dead, so that's a good thing. But I'm kind of hoping this time she tells him of her plans if she's going to do something to help, but at the same time, will Jon listen? Of course, Cersei sends a raven to Winterfell to be like, bend the knee or you're all gonna die. And then we cut over to Cersei and Jaime, and Cersei's on this beautiful map that we saw in all the trailers, and Jaime's basically telling her, we have no allies. We're screwed. And Cersei's like, no, Jaime, I got a plan. Then you see Euron Greyjoy's fleet of ships coming to King's Landing. A lot of us kind of predicted that he would offer his ships for Cersei's hand in marriage, which of course happened, and of course she declined, and he left saying that he was going to present Cersei with a gift. Now what I think the gift is, I think he's going to attack Theon and Yara's ships, because we did see shots of them being attacked from ships in the trailers, so I'm kind of thinking that's going to be him, especially because he talked all about killing Greyjoys and how he loves to do it and blah blah blah. I think that's happening, and that's going to be his gift to Cersei. Hopefully he fails, but who knows? So from there we go on over to Sam. I have to say, you know, Sam's storyline is interesting, but did we need kind of an obnoxious montage of what he's been doing the last few months? Not really. It could have been time spent elsewhere, maybe more with Jon or Dany or anyone else, but the whole point was to show us that he has been there for months, passage of time, and he needs to get into the restricted section to figure out more about Dragon Glass and more about how to defeat the White Walkers, because that's why he's there. So of course he steals the keys, sneaks in, gets a book, and finds a map of Dragonstone, and Stannis had told him once that there was tons of dragon glass underneath Dragonstone, and he didn't believe it, and he's like, I should tell Jon, send the Raven. I mean, they're just basically setting that up for Jon to have a reason to go meet Daenerys, which I'm really excited about, because I can totally tell that next week's episode he's going to pitch this idea of, let's go meet Daenerys. We have to go to Dragonstone to get her to team up with us so we can get dragon glass and be able to defeat the White Walkers and the Night's King and all of that. And I have a feeling his men are going to be like, no, not a Targaryen. We shall not do that. I mean, he's going to meet Daenerys this season. We just know it's going to happen. We don't know how soon in the season, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready. Oh yeah, and by the way, we found where Jorah went, meeting Sam and asking where Daenerys is. I mean, that's just so funny that the very first thing he's like, has the Dragon Queen been here? And he's like, not that I know of. Creeper. I love me some Jorah Mormont, but he needs to chill. So Arya's scene where she meets Ed Sheeran, and I'm just gonna call it the Ed Sheeran scene because I at first rolled my eyes and I was like, I knew Ed Sheeran was gonna be in this season. I didn't know what sort of part he was going to have, but that scene was actually really cute. How Arya kind of meets some young people and gets a glimpse at, I don't know, like a moment of fun. I wouldn't say happiness. She kind of could relax for a moment with people sort of close to her age, which I think is really important for Arya, just to kind of get those glimpses of what a childhood could have been for her, and how her childhood was basically just like ripped away from her and she was like thrown into survival mode. So it was really kind of cute to see her in this scene sharing a rabbit with these boys and telling them that she was off to King's Landing to kill the queen. I loved it. I thought it was really cute. So then we have the Hound with Beric Dondarrion. You guys know I love me some Beric Dondarrion. And it was very interesting. The Hound's character has like done a complete 180 and he's just a little bit different now. He's not so, I mean, he's still mean and angry all the time, but I feel like he's got more compassion these days, and we totally saw that in this episode. He wanted to know how Beric was able to bring people back from the dead, and then they told him to look into the flames, and he actually saw something, which was really cool, because he's such a skeptic. At first I thought he was going to be BSing the entire thing and start laughing at them, because I kind of expected that from his character. But I'm just hoping that the Hound can play a huge role in saving the Seven Kingdoms. I really like him, and I love Beric. I think Beric Dondarrion is going to play a huge part against the White Walkers, so I'm really excited to see if we're going to see that this season or if we have to wait till next season. Either way, I'm ready. So then the episode ends very fittingly with Dany arriving to Dragonstone, of course, because the episode was called Dragonstone, and it was gorgeous, I just have to say. Like, the cinematography and the location was just absolutely stunning, and watching her walk up, it felt like long moments of her coming home, which was really great. I mean, this is something she had been waiting for most of her life, was to be able to go home to the place that she always remembered, and to see the door and to see the throne room. It was just really special. It was really cool to see. And then of course the very last line of the episode, she's there with the map and the little like chess pieces, and she says, "Shall we begin?" Ah, yes, we shall begin. Let's begin, Game of Thrones, let's begin. This episode was really great though. It got us back into the swing of things, set up everything for this season, and you know, while this episode didn't have a lot of action or anything too exciting, still, we got lots of character moments that are setting up for the entire season, and we have such a short season. It's gonna be so sad, but guys, I'm so pumped for Game of Thrones, and I'm just so ready to see what's gonna happen this season, because we know Game of Thrones likes to throw twists and turns at us. We know that. So hopefully it's nothing too shocking It's always shocking. What am I saying? Well guys, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments what you thought of the Season 7 Game of Thrones premiere, Dragonstone. It's gonna fly by. I just know this entire season is just going to be gone, and then we're gonna only have one season left, and then we all panic, and then what do we do with the rest of our lives? I don't know. But I appreciate you guys watching. If you want to see some of my Game of Thrones theories and predictions, you can click right on up here, and please subscribe to me. I'm going to be recapping and reviewing all of the episodes this season here on my YouTube channel, so hit that subscribe button, catch up on some of my other videos, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!